from Southern Maryland's weather leader. This is a JB Weather Report.
And good afternoon, everyone. I'm Forecaster John Bordash with you here in the Weather Center this afternoon, giving you a live update here on the severe thunderstorms we have beginning to move into parts of the region. And I think that threat is really going to continue for much of our region throughout the rest of the afternoon going into the early evening hours. Our entire region, Calvert County, St. Mary's, Charles, Anne Arundel, and Prince George's counties are all under a severe thunderstorm watch, and that goes up until 8 o'clock this evening. Our immediate concern right now is going to be this severe thunderstorm warning we do not have for parts of Charles County, parts of PG County, with this developing area of storminess out ahead of the main front. So this looks to be pushing through right now, southern Anne Arundel, southern parts of PG, parts of Charles County here, including Waldorf, getting near Hughesville over the next little bit, continuing to push southeastward, eventually getting over towards the Huntington area, Prince Frederick, potentially down towards St. Leonard, Mechanicsville, these areas, as this developing area of storminess again pushes down here to the south and east. My bigger concern are going to be these storms we have developing well to our north and west across portions of Pennsylvania and northern portions of Maryland. As these storms begin to really fire up, as this is a part of that cold front that's going to be working through, as these storms push on through, we're going to see them intensify. And I think this is really going to be our main concern from about 4 o'clock up until about 8 o'clock this evening. But we do have this initial area of storminess working through the region right now. We have one severe thunderstorm warning up here for parts of Charles and PG County. That goes up until 2:30, but a lot of this line is showing us signs of heavy rain, damaging wind gusts upwards of 60 to 70 miles an hour, and frequent lightning as well. Our lightning tracker isn't exactly working the best at the moment, but this gives you an idea of really where these storms are. And if we were to put a track on this, really show you where this is going to be looking over the next hour, and I think as many of you know what I'm going to say is, of course, that is working at the moment. So we're going to switch things over here. There we go. This really allows us to get a more in-depth look here at these storms. Right now, working right through the Waldorf area, Mattawoman, on over towards Horsehead, Eagle Harbor. These storms are going to continue to push down to the south and east, as well as areas on over towards Dunkirk, Mount Harmony, Tracy's Landing. All of these areas right now seeing some pretty nasty weather. This is moving right here into parts of Huntington, on over towards Willows, parts of Sunderland here. Over the next little bit, Huntington, you're already starting to pick up on some rain, eventually getting on over towards Prince Frederick, Benedict, Golden Beach, and Mechanicsville here. And if the southern part of this developing line is able to really get its act together, we could start to introduce rain chances for much of St. Mary's County as well, as it continues to push south and east. But that really kind of remains to be seen. My main concern really is going to be from about Mechanicsville to Lesby points north to see some of the nastiest weather with this, as this then pushes on over towards the bay. We're not really too worried about a tornado potential across the region today. I think the main concern for many of our regions today is going to be heavy rain and damaging wind gusts upwards of 60 to 70 miles an hour, and I think that potential really does exist for many areas. But right now, this is where we have our initial area of storminess, and then again, we have those additional storms back towards our west. We have additional severe thunderstorm warnings firing back out that way over towards Reading, down towards Westminster and Frederick. That's what the main cold front, and that's going to be moving through later on this evening. But I will come back in here now to give you, again, another look here at these storms as they continue here to push to the south and east, really posing a significant threat of some damaging winds. And I think my main concern with this, if I can bring up our winds, and that is not what I'm really much more concerned here in the Waldorf area, Mattawoman, to be seeing some of the gustiest winds with this. Again, potentially in this area getting upwards of 60 to at times potentially even 70 miles an hour with those wind gusts coming through. If I can put this back in a little loop, and that isn't looping that much for us, but that does give you an idea of where some of the worst weather with these storms does currently exist. And we will switch screens one more time. Let's come on over here. See if there we go. Yeah, and this shows you again all these areas here shaded in yellow, all of these counties. So this includes all of southern Maryland, much of Maryland actually, with the exception of far western Maryland, the Delmarva on up towards the Philadelphia metro area. Again, all under the severe thunderstorm watch, shaded there in yellow until 8 o'clock this evening. We only have one severe thunderstorm warning in effect, though, right now, moving through Waldorf. But this entire line right here really will give you about the same amount of weather. Those gusty winds, gusty winds, some heavy rain, a little bit of hail as well as possible, and then some lightning. We're seeing a decent amount of lightning actually coming right through southern parts of PG County, getting near Hughesville, getting on over towards the Huntingtown area. And we saw a storm just a little bit ago move through Chesapeake Beach, Willows, parts of Huntingtown as well. So this line will continue to push on down towards the south and east over the next 1 to 2 hours. Again, my main concern really is going to be areas really kind of north of let's call it Lesby to Chaptico, really that line there. I want to see if I can try to get something loaded up now, and I will be able to. So give me 1 second. We're pushing these. Let's take it. All right, let's switch gears. Let's come back on over here. And this, yeah, there we go. This will give you a good idea about that storm timing. Again, this is one of our manual storm tracks, giving you an idea of when these storms could potentially try to work into really kind of where you are, moving into Prince Frederick in just the next little bit. Then moving on over towards the Mechanicsville area here in about the next 10 minutes. I'm sure you're probably seeing the darkening skies. On over towards the Lesby area, probably over the next half an hour. The worst weather right now is moving through the Huntington area, so I don't think you'll see the worst weather in Mechanicsville. It might just be some rain, and the same story down towards Lesby. We'll need to see how the southern extent of this line really develops, but the northern portion of this line is what is currently producing a lot of that nasty weather. I'm kind of zooming in here as we let radar update with the latest scan coming in. We can really see it's this area here from about Tracy's Landing. This really gets you on over towards right here, just north of North Beach, getting some nasty weather through French, moving on to the south here, really coming through parts of Huntingtown, the King's Landing area, on over towards Eagle Harbor, and we're even seeing some lightning strikes out ahead of the main convective line, showing you that potential for plenty of lightning with this storm. So stay weather aware, and you're going to want to stay tuned throughout the rest of the afternoon as we continue to watch this potential for nasty storms, and we're really tracking this potential from about now through about 8 o'clock this evening, damaging winds upwards of 60 to 70 miles an hour. Heavy rain, some small hail, and frequent lightning will be possible with these storms as we continue to see them interact with our very warm and humid atmosphere. So stay weather aware. Stay tuned to JB Weather for the latest. I'll continue to keep you updated on everything I'm tracking here, and if we get any new alerts or anything new to be watching, I'll let you know. But until next time, I'm Forecaster John Bordash. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'm sure we'll be talking again soon.
Check the forecast anytime online at jbweather.net.